Welcome to another episode of Kingsville TV, and today we got a special guest in the building, Mr. Shoemaker. What's up, man?
Good man. Skip it.
What's been happening during the lockdown, man?
If you want the lockdown, it's 20
So tell us, man, what's Shoemaker all about, man? And the other time I asked you, Shoemaker, are you into making shoes or what's going on? How did you come about with the name Shoemaker?
Hey, bruh. Shoemaker is the CEO of a lot of companies. The rapper Ness, Mchito Handsome on Purpose, but the Gupta. I'm a rapper from Vic Falls, but like everybody knows. So yeah. Anyway, I don't make shoes really. Although I design a logo for people and whatnot, but no, I was in a group in Sase High School. It was called Shoelace. So I used to make the beats and write most of the lyrics. So abantu abaningi basebekaqalisa ukuthi since when I hear the maker of the whole thing, yabona from Shoelace, so the shoemaker, and lakhula njalo igama lankhona. So yeah.
So what inspired you to be in the music business?
Sure. My one story Sam is very kachana, dog. Like, you remember Benny McCarthy, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So Benglala Ibora when I was young, cool. And ngathanda ibora, then ngabe sengimbona yena when they did that She-Pop track, you remember? So I was like, so ngadlala ibhola and sing at the same time, yabo. Then kwakhula bo Maskiri, you remember Maskiri, Kingpin, those days Tina's cool babe blind. And I picked it up from there, and I could rap in my own language, yabo. So wakula from there, and in Vic Falls, we used to rap. So wakula jalo. Yeah.
So I've noticed in your earlier days of making music, you were singing and at the same time rapping.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the inspiration behind that, because most of the time I'm a rapper, it's just pure rap, and if you're a singer, you just sing. But I see you combining the two.
I think I was fortunate enough with talent lami, I was able to sing, and in school I used to be in the choir. I was actually choir master of my secondary school, and so it just was there which I was able to sing, and masenza my collaboration la machida, I was able to do the hooks and whatnot. So I was just fortunate enough with talent lami allowed me to be able to sing and rap at the same time.
You mentioning that you're putting more emphasis on Vic Falls. The current state of music, they always say Bulawayo is the Zim hip hop capital, and Harare is the Hollywood for this whole music business. So
yeah.
What are the difficulties have you faced coming from Vic Falls trying to break through into the mainstream in the music business of Zim?
I think the biggest thing for me has been ukudeleleka, the umuntu mayasizwa, you trying to introduce yourself and represent your town, because the time yakhona it was a town, so me trying to represent indawo yami, umuntu ahlathathe ukuthi okay, so I've never heard anyone from Vic Falls, let me not pay attention. Even though strides that we've been making have been big, I've been using the same team. My producer is from Wange, my video director is from Wange, and I don't know if the people out there know how far we've gone with our music. We've reached international levels. Look, is Pusha from the small town. So I think we've never had so many people from Vic Falls. And then the first person who see you from Vic Falls, the whole situation. That's the main problem.
So those are the main problems. Just because you're coming from Vic Falls, no matter how good the music is. But then there's these guys, I think they did a song called Izangalelo or something.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that? Because those guys are from your town, I'm presuming.
And shout out to them. That was a really good song took them far. And
No.
but I think Labo, if they were to witness SID Lami, they would say, even though the track was big and it could have been bigger, but I feel like it didn't go that far because of where they come from. Angazi ukuthi, I may be wrong, but that's my opinion. Ukuthi, it could have been bigger if it was done by somebody else from these two cities. Could have been bigger. It could have been bigger, yeah.
So are we saying that radio stations, Lao is Lao, they show favoritism due to where you're coming from?
Look, what it comes down to at the end of the day is ukuthi I'm a radio DJs, I'm a radio presenters. Labo ngabantu at the end of the day who are being found in a situation enzima for them as well, because I know they have excuses. I've talked to a lot of them about it. They also have their own excuses. No, we can't play this. We try and play this. We try and mix and mingle, but at the end of the day, you know, when it comes down to it, there's a select few people or select number of people abadlalwayo constantly who are being given to the people, which is actually something I tackled in my next single that's coming. Sorry, Uguti saying jump and but we're talking about it. Uguti, are the people listening to music that they want to listen to, or are they just listening to what they are being fed? They are born. So that's something that we are trying to understand. Uguti, or we're trying to put out, even though they're saying abantu badlalwa equally, but we know there's a select few umuntu wakhona my release track, everybody's hyped up, everybody's running around, but when some other people release, like okay, sizokudlala nje sizokudlala ungasabi. Yeah.
And you mentioned like the rapper nurse, the CEO. I'm presuming that you got like a couple of businesses you're running, just other than just making music. How important is it for like in our times for a musician to have other business aspects, you know, not just music wise to generate revenue? How important is that?
I think it's very important. You can't even stress the point enough, because I've been able to fund my own music career. I've never been signed to anybody else except my own record label, IIWIIS Music, and ngendlela abengipusha ngayo other businesses near IIWIIS Music, I was able to generate revenue, to shoot videos, to record albums and whatever else. And I'm not under any stress. That's why you will never find me complaining about mali to make albums, to shoot videos, because I've found a way revenue to shoot these videos and fund my music career. And also, it's also a good thing, because having this side hustle, having this clothing label has actually pushed abantu ukuthi bathenga ama-t-shirts, ama-caps and whatever, and it's actually pushing my gender in music. Who's this IIWIIS guy? What's this IIWIIS label? It's this guy who sings, it's this guy who raps, and then it has also helped to expand the fan base. So yeah, I think it's really important. We can't stress it enough.
So are we saying that you as a musician and other musicians out there in the music business?
Imali khona, angali ikhona, but frankly speaking, Tina, as the artist in the music industry, we haven't actually found a niche, like a way you would send the imali enough. Only a few of us could actually stand there and say, I've made enough money from shows, or I've made enough money selling my music, and we all know that. So I think having these other things is actually important. Not many of us have made money from shows. We all know that, especially us hip-hoppers.
I've seen some viral posts on Facebook and other social media platforms where people will be saying, but especially because you are not making money. So I feel like there's a disconnect between the rappers and the money connection business-wise. Like, What's missing on the business aspect for us guys to make money in the hip hop fraternity?
Okay, before we actually get to hip hop here, to being a business, let's look at the first fact yokuthi izim yona, population of Zim hasn't been forthcoming when it comes to supporting hip hop, and because of so many reasons. One of them being we haven't actually found our own sound. If you pay attention to most hip hoppers who come out, there's always a comparison. Who's international. So and so is sounding like so and so. So and so is sounding like so and so. We haven't actually found our own vibe. There's a genre that's big right now in Zim, not hip hop. A genre that's big. It's big because there's so many of them, and they've actually created their own sound. And if you're in a bus, if you're in a taxi, if you're in a shop or wherever, and it's the mainstream music, parties and whatnot, because they seem to have found fans enough to generate revenue, or download the music and whatnot and whatnot. So I think Lati as hip hop, we need to find that connect to the population, to the crowds, to the masses, ukuthi bayithande, bayi understand hip hop yethu and make it mainstream first before we actually find ways of wenza imali, besides the shows and selling of music.
And there's this stigma which is circulating, and it's been circulating for years now, and it goes like, Bulawayo people do not support local. What's your take on that?
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. It's very true. I mean, Siakala, okay? It's already tough for me, being from Vic Falls, knowing Uguti town engeko so supportive in music, and then you come to Bulawayo, you're like, I'm moving to a bigger city, so many other people, so many other artists, things are gonna be better. But then you find Uguti there's already there's no support, and it's not only from fans. When we talk about shows, we're also talking about corporations. They will want to promote themselves, want to have shows and this and that, but the first people that they run to are people who are outside of Bulawayo. That already shows we are not being supported by our own people. And then if those big corporations are to call abantu from outside, they're pushing the masses, the crowds, the fans to tanda abantu from outside. So very definitely as well as they supported and kuzobanzima for artists.
Yeah, man. So I've seen a couple of your videos on Trace, and I just want to say congratulations on that.
Thank you so much,
I don't know, how's the feedback from that type of push and recognition when you get your music on Trace and other bigger platforms?
I think Uguti, from the time we started, from the time the first video got played, it was actually played on One Magic. That was the first one. Then we got Channel O. That's been a really, really, really big thing for us. I'm now getting people approaching me for different things. You have people coming to you like, hey dude, you artists, can you help us with this? Can you give us information with this? We have a show, can you show up? We have a meeting, can you be there? And I think the biggest thing for me was I was called up by this lady from Vic Falls. She was like, yo bruh, I saw your music video on Channel O. I'm really happy for you. I've been following you, and I've got like a seminar that I'm doing. I'd like for you to come and speak to the youth. I was like, oh my God, that's big. That shows whatever I'm doing it's showing, it's growing, and it's really good, man. It's really good.
I've noticed also you do a whole lot of collaborations with other artists. How important is that in the music fraternity or business to form Voltron and Pumisi product?
Yeah, first things first, Uguti, having somebody else on your song or on their song, you being on their song, it means Uguti, there's two different ideas that are coming together. And that means whatever you had that you thought it's good, it's gonna be better. Usually it gets better. And you look at the whole idea of we grow from there. And I mean, working together, it helps a lot. It has helped me a lot. I mean, the track that we put out with CSK called December, shout out to CSK, that was a big track. And to think when we talked about it was just like, okay, let's see if it's gonna work. But ideas kept coming in, and at the end of the day, we made something that we are both proud of. So yeah, our collaborations are really important.
Yeah, you talked about your clothing label. Can you please, just give us insight on what the clothing label is all about, how it started, and how it's doing in the market at the present moment?
My clothing label is called IIWIIS Music. IIWIIS Music. IIWIIS stands for It Is What It Is. So, like in my songs, I always say it is what it is, Donna. When I used to battle rappers in Vic Falls with Dala, I would always say it is what it is. It is what it is, and then it just grew from there. People started, associating me with that. It's funny because that's just a general statement that everybody says. But when you get to a point where people are actually associating you with that, so I was like, let me just, run with it, and I made the clothing label out of it. It was founded in 2010. Yeah, and it's just been growing. Registered in Zimbabwe, registered in South Africa, trying to register it in the USA. But hey, we'll see how it goes, man.
And where can we find this brand? Where can we find this label? Because we go a lot label.
Yeah. I've got two main shops that sell my clothing. That's on Main Street and 11th Avenue, and also Packet Center, shop number 34. I'm not too sure now. Yeah, so or you can contact me any of my social media pages. You can find me and let me know. We deliver all over the world.
Nice. Can you tell us a bit about your workings with the late King Kelvin, man? Can you maybe just tell us a bit about the guy and how it affected you or how it impacted you on his untimely passing?
Yeah, man. May his soul rest in peace, man. I met Calvin back in 2007. I was at Elite High School. They came through. That time I was still church boy. So he came with one of the pastors from Word of Life. They were rapping, and I was also rapping at the church at school. So we just kind of clicked, and But then I left the country, so we kind of cut ties for a bit. Then we met up when I came back in Zim, and we used to watch Highlanders together. That's where our friendship started, So we had not yet made music together, but the fact we were friends before the music. It was easy for us to make music. He would call me up, hey dog, come through. And Ubetanda, the fact that I rap and sing in Nyanja. So he would always say there's no collab of ours where you're gonna use vernac, like where you're gonna use Ndebele or English, use your Nyanja, we were cool like that. So we made a lot of songs. Unfortunately, some of them he hadn't put verses, or I hadn't put verses, and I was supposed to be on his there was that other album before the Vin Must Die. There was another one that he had planned. We had done like 5. I put in 5 hooks, and I was like, we're gonna finish up the tracks and whatnot, and and on the day that he passed, he was actually supposed to send me a beat. He was like, I'll send you the beat after I finish watching the game. And in the morning when I was checking on him, sad news, really sad news. But I'm happy we did a track together that's really good. It's called I Don't Wanna. We were just talking about how bad our cities are not supporting us, and we hope they're gonna support us and show us love. And it is what it is, man.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. to King Kelvin.
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
Any collabs we should look forward to? Maybe, you know, not just in Bulawayo, but maybe Harare, Mutare, you know, Vic Falls, or, you know, regionally, or, you know, just outside of the sim. Are we expecting such collaborations from the Shoemaker?
Right now, I'm trying to concentrate on the local market. So international collabos, not yet. I do not have any planned, but I've got 4 collaborations that I'm supposed to be doing in the next 2-3 months. I'm actually dropping a song called Freedom with Mrs. K. I'm dropping a song called Angvigi with Mawiza. I want to drop a cypher with Orthodox 6, shout out to him, Prozac and Poi, but we haven't yet, you know, finalized. And I'm also dropping another Nyanja track with Willie Gates. It's called Attention. So yeah, look forward to those. We just, you know, just trying to push this collaboration thing. I think it's working for me, so I'm gonna stick to it for a bit.
And any advice you can give to up and coming artists who wanna do hip hop or just music in general?
I think this has been said a lot. It's so cliche now, but I think the best advice you can give to somebody is stay true to yourself. Be who you are. I mean, at the end of the day, man, because umuntu omkopayo ngaflopa la uzoflopa. So I think just being true to yourself as a rapper, you know, work hard to find your own sound, to find who you are, and put out good music in jail. It is what it is. At the end of the day, ngiyaphumelela.
Yeah, man. Any last words you want to give to your fans, to your supporters, you know, anybody who's supporting you before we close off on Kingsville TV, man?
Man, I'm really grateful for the love that I've been getting from people. Although, like we keep saying, we wish our numbers could be bigger, could be wider, or whatever it is, but I'm just happy people are supporting us. I'm just happy people are there to, you know, to push our music for us, because at the end of the day, if you're a fan, Miami and tell somebody else, you've already helped me. So shout out to all the fans, shout out to all the family that we have buying our music, promoting us, man, and buying our clothing. And shout out to Kingsville, man, for this interview. Thank you for having me, man.
I was telling a groupie love.
Okay, I always try and avoid that, because at the end of the day, I'm a married man now, so so that part of fame, I say for me, you know, it's just love here and there, but I gotta brush it aside and whatnot. We got to lagala, you know, abantu bakujampele, but I say entertain that side of the fame.
And one last thing, how is like the COVID situation impacting you as an artist?
Mina as an artist, I think it's difficult in generally. I think the hardest thing that hit me is the items that came, the rules that came with music videos. I think that's the biggest for me, because I haven't been doing shows in a while for my own personal reasons. So I'm not affected that much on my shows, and because most of them have just been online and whatnot. So I'm just affected shoot my music videos and studio time, because kunzima ukuthi mouse studio ebusuku, then masupenduka curfew things.
That's what's up, man. Hey, much appreciated, you know, for the interview.
Thank you.
Till next time, man. So can you drop your social media, you know, handles for people who would like to follow you and get in contact with the Shoemaker?
Oh yeah. On Facebook, my page is the Shoemaker. You can find me on Twitter at RM Shoemaker, RM caps, Shoemaker small caps. On Instagram, it's at RM_Shoemaker. Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, Audio Mac, Mtundo.com is the Shoemaker, and on YouTube as well, the Shoemaker.
Yep, that's what's up, man. And we out.
Shout out. It is what it is, Ntwana.